Welcome, welcome. So I'm so excited to have you all here today. We have some fun stuff planned. So my name is Haley Myers-Dillon. I'm the director of the Parents and Families program, and we're here to help you support your students at Sac State. We've got some of our campus leaders who are going to say hello and welcome you as well. And first, I'd like to introduce our Vice Provost, Dr. Christine Miller.
That was quick. I had to find the mute button. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to join you briefly as I can. I like the introduction that Haley gave about those of you who are here supporting your students. I'm actually in the middle of supporting one of my former students who's applying for, she was a master's student of mine, and she's applying for a position at Cal State Fullerton. So I've been busily helping her edit her application letter this afternoon. And so I'm going to briefly be with you and then return to that to hopefully get a Hornet a job. But I guess I just need to say initially that I wish that we could be meeting in person. This virtual environment is so odd. And the fact that 85 people were pre-registered for something like this is a testament to both Haley as well as the vibrant family population that we have, student family population that we have at Sacramento State. And I'm pleased to be able to support that in any way that I can. As Haley mentioned, I'm Christine Miller. I am Vice Provost for Strategic Services in Academic Affairs, which means that I work in the Division of Academic Affairs in the Provost's office. Anything having to do with the academic programs and the delivery of academics is what I'm all about. And so, for example, on Friday, you might have seen that SacSend message from the president that said that we were going to be trying to depopulate the campus and take the classes that we were offering face-to-face as much as we can virtual because of COVID. So those are the kinds of things that I manage, is how to pivot like that, how to take a class that was being offered face-to-face and move it into this remote or virtual environment, and what that means for student success. So I'm passionate about helping any of our Hornets succeed, both, like I said, current as well as former. And I also am acknowledging what Haley was mentioning at the beginning about Thanksgiving coming up. This is not a normal time. And the fact that we are virtual, the fact that Thanksgiving is next week, the fact that so many of us find ourselves separated from family, even though this group is how to support family. One of the key ways we can support family nowadays is to separate. So even though we can't be together in person to have this experience, I'm pleased to be here to join with you for this brief family portion of how to advance Sac State's commitment to its families, both in person and virtually. So Haley, I'll turn it back over to you and let you move on with Bill and Samuel.
Thank you. So we only have Chris Miller for a short time, but I do want you all to know that she, as she mentioned, as Vice Provost, she oversees and helps plan a lot of what happens in academic affairs. So that's the faculty, and that's the academic, the class portion of your students' college experience, which is, you know, the most significant probably. So we will have a little bit of time for question and answer. And if you have any questions for Chris Miller, you can, you know, tee them up and put them in the chat, or we can, you know, we'll probably take those questions at about 3:45. Next, I would like to welcome our Dean of Students, Bill Macriss.
Thank you, Haley. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining today. I'd also like to echo what Christine Miller said about how this is a very sort of unique time. We're in a position where we wish we could all be together right now. We could all be enjoying a great weekend out at a sporting event and a tailgate and activities, and it's just not the same. But I'm so glad to be able to see your faces today and to be here with you to thank those those students that are parents and those parents of students that are joining today. As a parent of a college student right now, I know the stresses that we're all going through, and that you, the students, and those of you that are parents of students, the stresses that you're dealing with right now. We are here to assist. As Haley said, as the Dean of Students, we work in the basically student affairs handles everything that's not under the auspices of academics, including the Children's Center, including a number of different areas, residence life, which Samuel will, I'm sure, be speaking about a little bit. But we just want you to know that we're here for you. During my 20 plus years at Sacramento State, I know that I and the people that I've worked with have always taken seriously the responsibility of being sort of quasi in charge of children that are being handed over to us for 4 years. And we take that responsibility very seriously, looking out for them, doing what we can to keep them as safe and to help them grow in what is truly one of the most exciting times in their lives. The energy that they bring is incredible, the enthusiasm. It's truly a special honor to be able to share in being a part of that growth. And I just want you to know that we are here for you at any time. As I will be wrapping up here in a second, I will be here to answer questions, and I will put my phone number and email address in the chat. And please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if there are needs that you might have that you might not know how to find, we're here for you, and we are here to support you. So thank you so much for being here today. And I look forward to meeting you at some point down the road in person and hearing from you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. And Bill, how long have you worked at Sac State?
I came to Sacramento State in the fall of 1996. So it's been, I'm starting my 25th year here at the university, and so much change, so much growth has happened here at the university during that time. But what has remained constant is the incredible students that pass through our halls over the years, and the incredible people that are here, that have been here some longer than me, and some obviously newer, but the care and the passion that they bring every day to assisting our students and assisting your children.
Thanks. Well, it's awesome to have Bill join. And, I just want all of you parents to know that Bill has been on campus. He has seen Sac State grow and change. And he is, like so many people at Sac State, I hope that you are learning, just a super nice person. He's so approachable, and he's here to help you if you've got, questions or anything that gets a little, with your student where you can't understand what's going on and you need additional support. Bill and Chris are both here for you also. So next, I want to introduce you to someone you might know, our Executive Director of Housing, Samuel Jones. Thanks for joining, Samuel. How you doing?
Thanks, Haley. Doing well. Doing some laundry. If anybody wants to come help me do some laundry, that would be great. So welcome, everybody. It's exciting to see everybody here today. I am the interim executive director for housing. Haley asked how long people have been here. So I've been here. This is my 9th year. I just started as the interim in June of this current year. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully you're having a great weekend at home. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to housing. First of all, I appreciate anybody who's living in housing, and hopefully your student is having a good time living in housing in a pandemic, and we're doing the best we can to keep them engaged and to get them out of their rooms and to get them to doing things and to working with our RAs, et cetera. To that. But a couple of things I do want to talk about, because I just sent, we sent 2 different emails out to your students. So just want to make sure, and I think we sent the emails to you as well. The first one we were trying to do is we were trying to figure out how many students were going to be here for Thanksgiving during the break, because we know a lot of students may not be able to go home So we sent that email out last week. I'm sorry, this past week to students. And then when the president sent his email on Friday, we sent a different email to students and to you, letting you know the options that students can do if they want to leave for this semester and return for next semester. So there's two important emails. So hopefully your students have gotten them and shared them with you or talked to you about them. The one that's about the ending of the semester is we are going to allow students, if they want to go home for Thanksgiving, if they're able to go home for Thanksgiving, and if they don't want to come back until spring semester, we are going to allow students to do that. And we will start and we will refund students for the remainder of this semester. The date that we're using is the 26th, which is the day the university starts closing. And we'll go beyond that point, and that's for room and board for the semester. And then they don't have to move out. They can leave all their belongings in their room. It's still their room. And then we will see them back in January. So that's one of the things we're doing. They don't have to leave. The students can actually stay here for the rest of the semester. It's not a problem at all. We will still be here with them for the remainder of the semester. The other thing, because there's so much going on in the state and people are not being able to go home for the holidays for a number of reasons, and the servery closes on Wednesday at 5:00 p.m. So we've decided to offer students who are living on campus for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday while the servery is closed. We will be providing dinner for them on Wednesday night, and then we'll be providing 3 meals for them on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we sent that email to students so that they could actually choose what type of meal that they want. And we are using an off-site catering company that's going to deliver the food to the housing office. And it's going to be free to your students. So there's no cost associated with it. Neither will your student have to use their points or meal points at all if they're staying here. So rest assured, we're trying our best to take care of the students as much as possible, as best as we can. And I appreciate you allowing your students to live on campus, and hopefully they're having a great experience. And again, thanks everybody, and I will be here for questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Samuel. So let's take a few minutes and see if there are any questions from our guests. And you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. You can unmute yourself or you can put your question in the chat. Yes.
Hi, Haley. Can you hear me? It's Shauna Melward.
Hi, Shauna. Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I figured out what was wrong with the microphone. So my question just now, I'm sorry, his name was Samuel. Hi, Samuel. Oh, I want to also say hi, Mr. Macriss. I met you over the phone. I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you talked to a million people, but I don't remember, but you did meet me a couple weeks ago on the phone. Nice to see your face, hear your voice again. Thank you. You were very helpful to me. And I want to ask Samuel just now about the living in the dorm. So even though those students are living in the dorm, are they doing the online classes from the dorm? Is that correct? I just want to make sure. Is that right?
Yes. The students can utilize they can utilize the computer lab, or they can utilize their own computers in order to do their work from their room. It's up to the students. Some students will probably are studying in their room. Some of them are probably using some of the lounges. It's really up to the students.
Mm-hmm. But as far as professor interaction, because I think that's what my son is missing, because they're doing everything online, without the actual talking to the you know what I mean? Talking to the professors. Are those students that live there, do they get to actually meet in person with the teacher, or are they treating everybody as if they're online, even if they're living on the campus? Does that make sense?
I think that's a better question for Chris than for Samuel.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer. If the course is virtual or remote, then the interaction with the instructor would also be virtual or remote. If the course
even if they live on the campus.
Yes. If the course is face-to-face, then they have interaction with the professor face-to-face. But we don't have professors coming to the campus for office hours. All of those office hours are virtual, even if they live on campus. I mean, we have students, for instance, in India taking courses from us, so we couldn't have them come and do office hours on campus with that professor. So the professor is the same modality as the course. If the modality is face-to-face, the office hours are face-to-face. if the course is remote, the office hours are remote.
Okay, okay, thank you. And thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Samuel. He answered my question.
Yeah,
Thank
and the
you.
only thing I would add is we have a faculty in residence who live in the halls with the students, but because like Chris, I'm saying, because everything is remote, she doesn't have interaction with the students as well, unless we're doing like some type of Zoom programming, and that's an opportunity for the students to meet, but it's really through Zoom, but there's no physical interaction with them. And because we only have grab and go in the dining facility, our faculty in residence used to go and hang out with the students in the dining, but because we don't, we just grab and go, that interaction is not there as well.
Right. So sad. So sad that this happened, but it is what it is. I understand. So thank you.
It is, but if I could just add a little bit to that, the kinds of interactions that support students are not just with their professors. There's a lot of advising that goes on, particularly this last week and continuing for a few more days. Students are signing up for classes for spring semester. And so each of the colleges has a student success center. And each of those student success centers has either student affairs professionals or faculty or department chairs or other people who are there to support those students. So again, that's not a face-to-face thing that's happening. It's all virtual, but it is an opportunity for students to have someone specific to talk to about their academic progress, even if it's not that professor. So there are other support services that are being offered virtually besides just the one-on-one with professors that students can take advantage of.
Okay, thank you. Oh, can I ask you something else quick, Chris?
Mhm.
Because my son apparently he spoke with an advisor in his major, which is psychology. He says he had a meeting with him a couple weeks ago. And since then, I have sent his name was Mr. Dennis Brand. I sent him an email and I haven't got a reply from him. I'm just wondering when they have meetings like that, and I'm on Brendan's FERPA. So am I allowed to be there too to hear? Can I be there within the meeting if I'm on the FERPA?
I'm going to let Bill take a FERPA question.
Yes, if the release is there, you're absolutely able to be on that. If in your case your son wants you to be with them, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
okay. So as
Yeah,
long as I'm on the FERPA, okay.
Yes, and again, if as is the case, if there are any questions that we can answer, you don't have to wait for those meetings. We can try to provide support at times outside of that. Again, having a child in college right now, I don't wait for her to tell us what's going on. If we have issues, we call somebody, and you know, and I expect people to call me as well, or to call any of us, so that we're here to help. And this is a very unique time, and we understand the stressors that it's creating for everybody. So please we understand that, and we want to be helpful.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, because I try to ask my son and he's like, Mom, don't worry about it. And you know, I want to make sure things are okay. He says he's able to graduate fall 2021. Oh, no, something happened to the screen. Hello. There's someone else here.
We can see you and hear
Oh,
you.
okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I'm confused about, because he says according to Mr. Brand, he told him if he follows along the class path that he's already told him about, he'll be ready to graduate fall of 2021. And I can't believe it's that fast already, when he's only got to live on campus he was there for only 3 months. No, not even a full 3 months, 2.5 months. And now that this epidemic came along.
So Shauna, there's this tool, and I can send it to you, and I can send it to, is that your son's name?
Yes, you're right, Brendan.
I can send it to both of you, but it's a great tool to help students plan out their classes and see how much time is left in their student center. And it's called the Academic Requirements Report. But there's also these new meters where you can kind of see progress to degree, and it shows you how long it would take. And I think it'd be awesome for him to show you that, so you could both see it at the same time.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking notes of what you're saying. So in the student center, and what it's called again?
Yeah, it's called the Academic Requirements Report, and I'll put it in the chat. Donna, did you have a question?
I did. Thank you. Thank you, Haley. You just indicated that the schedule was chosen for our freshmen. So my daughter is on campus and she is in her dorm room and she's doing wonderfully and she's acclimating incredibly with social and reaching out and making a great group of friends. They're all kind of in the same community. So I'm grateful for her safety and health. So for her spring semester, is that also being chosen for her like her fall semester was chosen?
Yes.
Okay, so when I see the deadlines, it says you have to choose the classes. Her class is already chosen
For freshmen, yes.
for freshmen. Okay,
She'll be meeting with an advisor, and then together that there will be a block schedule put together. That's not the right word. I apologize, but a schedule will be put together for your student, for your freshman. That is correct.
thank you.
Linda, do you have a question?
I do. Thank you all for your time. And I have a question about, I have a freshman, my daughter is a freshman living, she's here down the hall, around the corner. Is there anything, I don't know of, or if there was or will be anything for a social kind of gathering for the virtual students, like either by, I don't know, grade level or last name or interest or anything. She thankfully did pledge a sorority, but I just wonder if there's anything outside of that that's happening.
I can try to take a swing at that one, Linda. There are a number of events that are going on virtually. For example, Unique, which is an organization through the University Union that puts on events, has done concerts. This week they had a drag bingo night. There are a number of events that they're doing. Through my office, we worked and created the Weeks of Welcome in the fall, and we're going to be doing another Weeks of Welcome in the spring semester. Because of the fact that we've had a virtual environment, it's been a little bit harder to connect the students with the activities that are going on. But we're going to be trying to focus on basically one fun event. The fall was more about introducing students to clubs and organizations. We're trying to bring out the fun a little bit more this next semester and have it be activities, whether it be a movie night or a bingo night or a trivia night. So we're going to be creating for starting in February for at least 4 to 5 weeks, trying to create at least one fun event each week virtually that students can join in on. Some of the events are getting very good attendance. In fact, filling up the maximums and the numbers they have. Others, I think just from a promotional standpoint, have been a little bit more difficult to get the students to. I know that the intercollegiate sports programs are going to be starting up actually this next week. So there's some viewing parties that I know athletics is working on trying to put together. So there are activities out there, and it's just kind of keeping an eye on social media and on the Sacramento State social media channels. But I know that for Weeks of Welcome, we're going to try to send an email out to every single student to put the information with links and social media information in front of all our students. So just make sure that if you have a student that is interested in getting more active, just make sure they're checking their csus.edu emails that they're getting from the university. They get a lot of them, I understand. I get a lot of them as well, but there's some really good information in those, and they'll be able to get connected with a number of things through that.
And if I could just add, thanks, Samuel, for putting those links in the chat. The other resource for you is the campus calendar. If you just go to the csus.edu webpage, you can find the campus calendar, and that will list things that might not be picked up in other places. For example, one of the units that I oversee is the Community Engagement Center. And the Community Engagement Center is organizing students over this next week to write letters to hospice patients or other people who are shut in over Thanksgiving. And so there are opportunities not just to socialize, but to actually feel like you're giving to someone else and make a connection in these kind of odd times. So social media is a great place, but that campus calendar also has things that span the university, and you can find things there as well.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chris.
I just put in the chat too, if the link to the housing website. the bottom of the housing's website, there is a like us on Instagram, join us on Instagram. If anybody can join us on Instagram, because there will be programs and follow us on Instagram, and we partner with a number of people on campus to provide programming for all of our students. So it's not just for housing students. You'll see all types of programs that your student can join.
Thanks, Samuel. Kathy, did you have a question?
Yes, I was just wondering for the next semester, will there be a reduction in the types of fees? I mean, in addition to tuition, because it seemed like there are a lot of fees associated with being on campus. And, you know, if your student's not using any of the public transportation or being able to use the well or other things, are the fees still the same? If your student is only been virtual last semester and this semester?
Yes. So the short answer is the fees and tuition and fees are the same. I don't know if Bill or Chris care to expand, but yes, they will stay the same.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy to have Bill expand, but I can just tell you that so many of those fees are not in our control. They are system-wide fees. So the system says what we have to charge for. And so, for instance, there aren't tuition breaks, that kind of thing, even though students aren't on campus. But I believe there were some reductions in fees for use of the well when we were virtual back in spring. And I'm not sure what the status of that is. That's more on the student affairs side.
And actually the well has created an outdoor training area. They have fenced off a portion of parking structure 3, and they have both weights and lift areas and squat areas and aerobic equipment, and they're doing classes outside as well. And that area now is a massive area on about half of the first floor of parking structure 3. It's available Mondays through Fridays. Forgive me for not knowing the hours. I know they fluctuate depending on the day. They've been getting significant use right away. And so they're looking to expand the hours, not only later into the day, but also for the weekends. But they're going to kind of move on to that probably more in the spring. The health center has remained open the entire time. Students have been able to do both remote or walk-in services with the health center. So there are a number of things that are still open on campus. But to what Chris had pointed out, there are structures and parameters by which fees are, if to make a reduction, there's a process that they have to go through. And at least from what I've heard at this point, a number of those, even though not all the events are there, you can see that with the links such as Unique, there's still events going on. There's still, the ability to use the services of the well, still abilities to take advantage of the health center. So a number of the services, while not looking exactly like they do in a normal year, are still staffed, still going on. And just about all other services, at least to this point, are virtual, but still going on as well.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry. Thanks, Bill. I'm going to ask Emily to put the calendar dates in the chat for you, Donna. Well, thank you so much to our guests. We are going to introduce now our parent ambassadors. I'd like we've got 2 of our parent ambassadors joining us today. First, I'd like to introduce you to Audi Gutierrez Zavala.
Good afternoon. Thank you. So my name is Audi Gutierrez Zavala, and I have been involved with the Parent Ambassadors program since, oh gosh, now my memory is, COVID has hit my memory. I was trying to figure out when I started. It was probably now 4 years, I want to say. So I have 3 children that have been connected with Sac State. My oldest daughter, Alyssa, graduated last year from gerontology. My second daughter is currently a senior child development major, and she'll be graduating, I think in the spring. And then my son, Brendan, is a nutrition major, and I think he's now a junior. And I am an alumni of Sacramento State. I received my bachelor's degree in ethnic studies and a master's degree in counseling in marriage, family, and child counseling. And so I got involved because with my daughter, Alyssa, my daughter said, don't get involved. You've already been involved when I was a student myself. So I didn't get involved with the program until my daughter, Andrea, attended. And it was more because of the need of having a Spanish parent ambassador. And so I decided to get involved, and I've been involved ever since. And it's been an awesome experience. I believe that I think for myself, it was a different perspective, because being a student, I thought I kind of knew like how to navigate campus, and I did, but it was from my own personal perspective. As a parent perspective, it was a whole different realm. There were things that I had to think about that I never thought about individually for me. But for my kids, it was like I had to be mindful of other things and like asking questions. And the program has provided a lot of support, and I think it's the connections. And even though with COVID, it is an unfortunate thing, but I think that this is just an opportunity for all of us as parents to be able to get that support or ask questions. And I never really thought of it as a student, because I never received that support. Like as the Parent Ambassadors program, there were a lot of challenges that I've had with each of my children, and I've always relied on Haley, and I'm like, Haley, I'm in crisis mode. And so she's been awesome. And I think that's something that not a lot of campuses have, unfortunately. And sometimes their programs aren't as awesome as Sac State's, of course. And so I have seen that. And I think for myself, I've seen that because I was working at UC Davis, and their program with parent support was not as great as Sac State. So I think that.
Oh, yay, Haley.
So yeah, and I can't speak enough about Haley and how supportive she's been. And I think that's the other thing, is that this space gives a voice for us as parents to be able to ask Haley, like, what do I do in this situation? And she'll let you know, okay, you need to connect with this person, and then she'll follow up, and she'll contact. She contacted my students or my children, and they've always been like, if we have a problem, like, can you contact Haley? And I'm like, here's a number, you can contact her yourself. But it's been one of those things where I think this community is obviously, besides that the name is a family, I think that it really truly is a family, because we come in good times, we get together, and also in bad times, we pull from each other. And I think that's the support system that we need, especially now with COVID. And I just, encourage all parents to reach out to Haley, because, she's been awesome with just a lot of issues that my children experience at different times. And I thought myself, as being an alumni, that I could help. And it's like things change from year to year. And so I think that right now it's been great, just because obviously coming together and being able to hear about a lot of the changes and how everyone's adjusting. I think that's something that this program offers. And obviously being able to, I think ultimately is about helping us to help our children, and also for our children to advocate for themselves and to succeed and graduate. So but yeah, so that's basically, I can talk on forever, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Thank you so much, Audi. Audi is just an incredible example of a parent who's involved, two-time alum herself, 3 kids at Sac State. So, we have the parent ambassadors in part, so you all can connect with other people who are parents. If you don't want to hear it from a staff person, you can connect with the parent ambassadors. They all have their photos and their email addresses on our website. Our next parent ambassador that I want to introduce you to is Lisa Meline.
Good afternoon, everybody. Audie, you're kind of a tough act to follow. I guess I'm a newbie to the group. This is my second year as a parent ambassador. I am local to Sacramento, which is helpful. And my youngest son is a sophomore at Sac State. He does live at home, and which has actually worked out pretty well because of COVID. And he is a music major. He's a flute performance major, which is very, very challenging this year. Last semester, they pretty much just canceled all the performances, but this year, the instructors, the professors, the schools worked very hard to try to allow the kids to get together and rehearse. It's been very unique, you know, covering their face. My son has to play his flute under his mask, and he has to cover the end of his flute. But, you know, the kids are doing it, they're getting together, and I'm so thrilled that they've actually been able to compile a performance for December, and I'll put the link into the chat if anybody's interested. But basically, for many Sundays, we've sat here listening to my son play something all by himself, upload to the professor, and the professor's putting it all together. So I think it's just an amazing thing what they have done to try to keep the kids involved and during this very difficult time. So thank you, Sac State. My husband and I are both alumni from the mechanical engineering department. I won't tell you what year, but you can see my hair has turned gray during COVID. So it's been a few years. And I've always been involved in my children's activities through music boosters or rugby boosters, and so when I found out about this program during orientation freshman year, I thought, wow, I can do that. I can still participate, but not be one of those helicopter moms that is, you know, keeping an eye on their kids. So I'm glad to be here today. I hope to learn more and be more helpful to all of you and to Haley. And I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, Lisa. So I want to, open it up if you all have any questions for parent ambassadors, or if you have any questions for our campus leaders. I think they'll be with us for a couple more minutes.
I had one more question.
Sure, Kathy, go for it.
Yeah, I was just wondering again, for the spring semester, are we able to pay month by month, or does it all have to be upfront?
For tuition and fees?
Yeah.
You can enroll in something called the installment payment plan, which is not monthly, but it is 4 payments. So it takes the tuition and fees and breaks it into 4 payments. The first is due kind of soon, early in the semester. And then the subsequent payments are due about a month, consecutive months later. And Emily just posted in the chat the link for how to get involved with that. And you also, your student has to enroll in the installment payment plan.
Okay. Oh, great. Yeah, because I thought we were in it one semester and then it didn't happen last time. And I just want to make sure we're in that again.
I think they have to sign up each semester, but I can check on that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? Donna?
Yeah, thank you. Allie is, of course, they're in the single dorm room. So if they're, again, it's my understanding for confirmation that they're still going to be online for spring semester. So I don't want to assume, but may I assume she's going to stay in the same dorm? Or can she stay in the same dorm room?
Yeah, we don't move the students over winter break. They can stay as long if they want to stay in their same room, they can. If they want to move, they just have to go talk to their residence life coordinator if they want to move to a different floor or a room if they want to. So.
Okay, and Samuel, thank you. My other question, please, sir, is, again, I'm a planner. So in hopes that they actually get to come back on campus in fall of 2021, I know, of course, they have to move out, but if a student had already applied for a room for double, but now they want to be a single based on, now the experience, do they just reapply for dorm living?
Right. The application for 21-22 will open in February, and we'll send information to you and to the students about the application process to live in the halls for the next upcoming academic year. They start the process all over again. The only difference is that because they are currently living with us, they get to apply before the new first year students get to apply.
Thank you. And then again, so that gives them some priority to have an opportunity to, is that priority?
Everything's going to be dependent on what the chancellor's office allows us to do. If we go back to somewhat kind of a normalcy, we have very, very limited single rooms. Most of our, but she'll be in an upper division building next year, which will be the American River Courtyard, or there is the the single rooms in Riverview. So it's really going to depend, but it starts them out really early. And it's only where you're looking at really 400 students that are currently living with us. I don't know how many are going to live in the spring, because we do have about 1,100 students that have applied for spring or rolled over their application for spring. So all of those students, if they decide to live with us, will be in the same kind of predicament to look for a room. Most students wind up in usually a 5x2 or a 2x2 in the American River Courtyard, or they'll end up in a single room in Riverview.
Okay, thank you. Dining commons, I have a question regarding food and availability. It's okay, but I don't know what has changed possibly, or is anything changed by the fact that we don't have as many students on campus, or just a comment.
If there's, if there's issues or concerns about dining, if you could email me about it, and then I can go and talk with dining about it. But my understanding, and I do go to the survey every Thursday to look at to see how things are going. My understanding is that they're doing a lot of new and interesting things for the students. All of the different options are still open for the students, so they're getting the full range of food at their survey. The only thing about it is it's grab and go. So they have to grab it and then just leave. That's the only difference there. And they're having like theme nights as well.
Can I trouble for the email to be in the chat so I can do that?
And we're gonna thank Samuel and Bill for being here. They've got to go to a meeting. And I see that I think Kathy and Linda both have questions. So Kathy, I saw your hand up a while ago. Go for it.
Yeah, another quick thing. If your students signed up for through and to, were there discount on tuition in the summer or winter breaks?
I don't think so. There is something called the Provost Summer Incentive Grant, which is a small amount of money that is given to students in the summer. It's kind of like an incentive to take summer classes, and the amount is more for graduating seniors. And it kind of trickles down. I think the youngest a student would get it is a sophomore, and that amount as a sophomore is like about $285. And then the senior, the person who's closer to graduation, can get up to about $800. But that's not, I mean, so that's something that's called the Provost Summer Incentive Grant. And I really don't know how it will work this summer because fees, budgets are being squeezed.
Okay. And then the other one, where graduation, will that be virtual for spring 2021?
It will be virtual.
Well, maybe. I hate to break in. They're talking about how to do graduation for the spring.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to give anyone any false hope, but there are, and it won't be anything like any prior graduations if we are able to do anything at all in person, but it is being discussed. So no firm decision about graduation has been announced yet.
Thank you.
And Kathy, Emily put a link to the summer incentive grant in the chat. Linda.
My question was a housing question. I'll just email Samuel.
Okay, are you sure? We might be able to help you, but.
Oh, okay. If you can help me, that's great. So as I said, my freshman is in her bedroom here, but had applied for housing for this year, decided to take her name off the list for both semesters. Did I hear him say that people who live in the dorms this year have priority over for next year? And if so, is that going to change because of COVID? You know, if we were on the list and took ourselves off, or maybe it's irrelevant if there's no priority.
I didn't hear that. I don't think that housing does priority. That's my understanding, but okay. I do think, go ahead and email him. I do think it's worth an email, but I don't think that they have a priority list. I think it's based on timing of when that application goes through. And okay. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Haley, can I ask that real quick?
Just to
recap what the answer to Donna. Donna, did he say in February 2021 is the time to apply for dorm living for fall 2021? That's what he said, I believe.
Mhm.
Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, thank you.
That's what I heard.
Thank you.
Right. Well, we are going to transition into the more fun and social part of our reception. Thank you so much, Chris, for being here. Thank you to
Thank you.
our guests. And I want to give everybody a chance to take a bio break. If you need to use the restroom or you want to grab, a water or a snack or something, we can wait. It's 4:17. We'll get started at 4:20.
Oh, you know what I want to do, Haley? I want to go do some shopping. I saw you got things discounted from the gift shop. I need a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
I
you
wore
should.
I wore my sweatshirt for today. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's so nice. You know what? I do too. I have my jacket, but I don't
Yeah.
have a sweatshirt. I need a sweatshirt.
Oh,
I'll be
I
right
love
back.
this. I bragged to everybody. My son goes to Sac State. I found the license plate frame too. Remember I asked you before? I have it on my car. Sac State mom.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone, I just put a link into the chat to a page that we made that shows all the discounted items at the bookstore that say like Sac State Dad, Sac State Parent, or just some neutral ones that are available for you. It should work. Let me know if the link isn't working because I had some issues earlier, but it'll link you directly to the bookstore.
Okay, Emily. Yeah, I
Yeah.
shrunk down my Zoom. Hi, it's Shauna Millward. I shrunk
Hi.
you down, the Zoom down, and I'm looking. Do I click on this one? Sac State Family Year, right?
Yes.
That
Yes.
link. Yeah. Okay. I want to go shopping. I'm going there right now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's fantastic. You guys got it discounted. I love it.
We got to give the goods for a little bit of a discount, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. I think we're coming back. We'll see people.
You know what? Hey, has anybody seen it? Do you have Sac State Grandma or Sac State Grandpa for my mom and dad?
Yeah, it's on the website.
Really?
Maybe,
I didn't see the grandparents one.
yeah, maybe we could get Emily to.
I want to get that for them.
Okay, Emily will put a link in the chat for grandparent.
Oh no, she did already. She did already. I'm trying to click on the link to open it up under on your agenda page. But it's just taking a long time. I don't know. But I could always go back to it. That's fine.
So I don't know how many people are. Oh, Emily, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say, I don't think we have any grandparent ones just on that one page, but I'm going to find you one right now and I'll send it in the chat.
Thank you. You're awesome, Emily.
So thanks, Emily. I'm just, we're going to ask you to participate in Zoom a little bit. I don't know how much you all do that, but I have some questions, some polls that we've built to try to get to know who's here, to get to know everybody. And so I'm going to ask you to answer some polls and we can see who is here. So our first poll is showing up. It should be showing up on your screen. And it says, where are you joining us from? What area do you live in? And you know, people come from all over the state of California, and we also have a fair amount of students who come from out of state. And you should have a poll on your screen that asks you to click on where you live. It's always nice to see, you know, are most of our people local to Sac State or local to Sacramento? Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. Can you all see the poll in progress right now? Can you see other people's results?
No.
I cannot, no.
Okay, so we have 15 of 18 people have voted, and check this out. So most people are from the Sacramento area, 47%, about half. But then we've also got a good deal
Oh,
of
I see
people
it now.
from, yeah, from the Bay Area, and some people from the Central Valley and
Yeah.
Eastern, and some people from LA. So thanks so much for joining. Let's launch our next poll. Oh, our next question. Let's see if I can get our next question up. That's not the one we want. That's the same one. The next question I'm curious about for the group is, what year is your student in school? And if you could put that in the chat, what year is your student in school? Are they, you know, a freshman? Are they a sophomore? So we've got, are they a junior? Are they a senior? Yeah, transfer student. Tammy's student came in as a transfer student. So it looks like we have mostly parents of freshmen. All right. Thanks everybody for joining, for letting us know.
My poll still says, where are you joining us from? I couldn't even choose.
Oh, so I don't see polls anymore. Do you all see a poll still or no?
I X mined out.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay.
Okay.
I just see the chat on the right-hand side.
Okay, perfect. All right, my next question is, where does your student live this semester? Are they living at home with you, or are they living out of the home? Oh, and actually, okay, so it looks like a lot of people, oh, we're kind of split here. So this is interesting. I'm gonna, I figured out how to launch this poll. So I'm gonna ask you to put it in the,
Oh, here we go.
so now we can, yeah, we can do the poll and I can share with you all. We can see what % of people have students living. Living where? All right, we've got 12 of our 18 people have voted. If you can, click your little screen and we'll see where people are shaken out. Okay, so it looks like most people's students are living at home with them, but a few people have students who are living off campus, or living not with them, rather. Okay, my next question, sorry about that, is about visiting campus. Who's visited campus? Have you ever been to campus? I was talking with a parent recently, and they told me that neither their student nor them had they been to campus, and this is their first semester. I thought that was kind of incredible.
Wow, the student never even went there?
That's right, never
Wow.
visited.
I think that was me. And yes, it's incredibly sad.
That's really sad. My son loves the campus.
So you can see most people who are joining us have been to campus, but not everybody has. 3 people haven't. Okay, and then I'm curious, who is an alum? Who went to Sac State?
I wish.
So
Is
we
that
have a,
for graduate only, or I actually attended it for one semester.
oh, okay. Yeah, I think technically it applies to people who graduate, but yeah, I mean, you are definitely part of the Hornet family. So we've got, you know, welcome and thanks for being here to our alum. We've got a few more getting to know people. So this is kind of a fun one. Who knows who our mascot is? Do you know what is the Sac State mascot? If you do, put it in your response. Oh, we've got a lot of really talented parents here. Everybody got it right. Herky the Hornet. And then another, oops, sorry about that. Another kind of fun one. Do you know who, a kind of trivia question, do you know who our campus president is? If you do.
Robert Nelson. Oh.
If you do, put
Sorry.
it in the poll.
Forgot, I'm not muted.
So we got a lot of people who got that one right. That's right. It's Robert Nelson. And I think we've got just one more. So this question has two questions in it, and it's about your students, like how you are experiencing your students' virtual semester. So the first part is, what do you like the most about the virtual semester? You know, that you get to see your student more, you get to see what class is like for them, that your student can help with the responsibilities in the household. Maybe you're saving on that housing cost. It can be really expensive to live on campus. And nothing, because I'm pretty sure that there are going to be some people who say they don't like anything about a virtual semester. And then second, you know, what do you like the least? You know, it's a tough semester for everybody. Students are struggling with virtual instruction. They're missing out on campus life and social activities. You know, I've heard from people, it can be hard to hear back from faculty. And then, you know, occasionally I hear from people whose students are not getting challenged in the way that they wish, and they are very comfortable at home. So this is pretty interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna end the polling and share the results. And you can see, you know, what the majority is. So most people like being able to spend a little bit more time with their students than they maybe would otherwise if their student was on campus. And, you know, liking the least about virtual semester, the students are missing out on campus life and the social activities.
That's nice to see that there's other parents that feel the same way I do. Thank you.
Yeah, you
It's
know,
a great poll question.
There are so many parents who feel, you know, I think who feel the way that we all do. Everyone is just kind of having this collective moment where we wish that, you know, we all wish things were different. Well, that was fun. Okay, so now we all know a little bit more about who's on the line here. So now, well, I would like to leave you all with 5 tips to help your students in the virtual semester. And so I really thought about this, and, you know, you're obviously here, you're invested, you're involved, you care about what your student semester, how it's going and their academic experience. It doesn't mean that they're talking to you, right? It doesn't mean that they're communicating with you.
Yeah.
But thinking about 5 tips, and, you know, you've heard me say this before, and many of you probably know this, but the reminders don't hurt. So one is, and so I tell you in the hopes that you will tell your student. One is their faculty is there to support them. They should be in communication with their professors and ask their professors anything. That's 1. 2, services. Any question they have, there's a service for that at Sac State. Literally any question they have or need that's related to Sac State, there is a program, there is a staff person. So they, you know, there is a service for that.
Okay, great.
Number 3 is keep in mind a sort of long game perspective. A lot of students hit this stage, especially in a virtual semester, and they give up. you know, they get one bad grade on a quiz or a test and they give up, they stop turning stuff in, they will stop going to class. Please tell them to think about it from kind of like an endurance perspective, long game. Number 4, little things matter. So students, you know, when they think about everything, finals week coming up, you know, it can get really overwhelming. The little things matter. Do the reading, go to class, pay attention and be engaged. It's hard on Zoom. You know, we all get fatigued. It's hard to pay attention. But the 5th one is kind of wrapping all of this up together. It's encourage students' self-advocacy. So we've got a lot of parents of freshmen joining us. A lot of our students, they don't know how to ask for what they need. They're at that developmental stage where they're not used to saying, I need X, right? Even in high school, someone tells them kind of exactly what they need to do. And so it'll take a while for students to change their behavior, but asking for what they need is a part of increasing maturity and responsibility. So, you know, I would love to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for being a part of our Hornet family. We host our town hall Zooms every other Friday. And, you know, I hope to see you again. Thank you for being here. I'll stick around for about 5 minutes for question and answer or discussion, but happy Thanksgiving. Stingers up.
Happy
Thanks for being
Thanksgiving,
here.
everybody.
Thank you, Haley.
Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy safe.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you again, Haley, for coordinating this event. Thank you again. Happy
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
Mrs. Tyros, great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Oh, Haley, can I ask a question?
Of course.
I was unable to be present in the Zoom call yesterday. When will it be available to review on YouTube?
I think Emily posted it already. I think it's there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Good.
actually in YouTube now. I saw it today. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'll look it
So,
up. Thank you.
Haley,
Put the link in the chat.
Emily, can
Okay,
you
thank
make
you.
sure I'm included in the email? Because I missed the last 2 updates. For some reason, I'm not receiving the emails. I don't know why. So
I wonder if
Well,
we're
check your
going in your
spam.
spam. Yeah.
I did. I actually checked my spam and I didn't see it. So I don't know why I'm suddenly in the last
Yeah,
few
and
weeks.
Haley, you know what? Same thing happened. So I don't know why it still went to spam.
Oh, you know, we'll work on that. Mrs. Tyros, I'll check your email address and just make sure that it's there.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I actually sent my email in my last email to you. So
I
just
saw
to make
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you,
And happy
Haley.
Thanksgiving, Emily. Thank you.
Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you. Have a happy
Thanks.
Thanksgiving.
It was nice seeing you, Haley.
Audi, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem. And
Congrats on your new job.
Yeah, I'll let you know all about it. I'll talk to you some other time next week. Are you in the office at all, or is it just are you just working remotely?
Working from home every day.
Okay.
Will
Well,
you?
I'll contact you then so we can catch up on everything.
Ori, hi.
Will you
Ori.
text me your job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ori, this is Zenaida. I thought that was very nice that you're able to assist and help and support parents. So thank you for your support.
Oh yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
you're very welcome. I love to join the fun with Haley.
Thank you again.
Yeah, no, thank you. You all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Audi.
Thanks.
Haley, I'm so sorry. Can I have one more thing? I'm just looking at my notes. Are you posting where people can see each other and talk? Do they also have a room where students from the same major can talk? Like a club or something? Does you know what I mean?
Well, there are a ton of clubs. It's kind of like It's like any club, you know. Has anyone ever asked you to join? I don't know what clubs that grown-ups join, like Rotary Club, you know.
I don't know.
But
I'm not in any club. I don't know.
me neither. So your student would have to want to join, right? They would have to want to go. There are club meetings. So normally there's about like 320 clubs at Sac State, and COVID has had a hit. Like there are maybe like 250 clubs operating, but that's still a lot. 250 clubs, you know.
Okay, and then where could my son go to see a list of these clubs? In the student center somewhere, or where do you look that up?
It's student orgs and leadership.
Wait,
And
let me write that down. Say it again. Student what?
student organizations and leadership. I'll ask Emily to put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
And then Shauna also,
Socialize more.
yeah, it's so hard virtually, you know, it's just not the same. It's really not.
Okay.
It's in the chat now.
He is an introvert, which makes it all harder. So, oh, thank you, Emily. I see it here.
And you know, Shauna,
Student
for what
life.
it's worth, you know, I don't know if you can, you probably can't join at our town hall Zoom time. But we often have a couple parents who have students that are living out of the home, and they are very, their students are very introverted, and the parents are quite concerned. Although if you ask the student will say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's all I get. I'm fine, Mom.
And so we do
Yeah.
talk about that kind of a lot. So I don't know if, yeah, maybe we can think about adjusting the time of the town hall Zoom, like next semester. What times would be better for you?
No, don't do it on my account. You know why? I'm actually trying to get a job right now. See, I had an interview, and next week I have another interview with Kaiser. I'm
Good luck.
trying. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. So no, leave it right where it is. Thank you though.
Okay.
I like that you post, Emily, I like that you post them on YouTube. That's great. That really helps. So if people can't see it be there in Zoom, at least they could catch up on what you're saying on the YouTube. I like that. Thank you so much.
That's what we're going for. Well, Tamara, can I help you with anything?
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being part of our Hornet family. Take care,
Thank you for
everybody.
doing this.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care. Stay safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.